where's the joy? How does that make you feel? And how can you make a little shift to bring more joy into your daily experience and your weekly experience? It all starts by asking, what does your body need?
Hello, and welcome to the Connect podcast. This show is all about helping you connect to your soul's calling so you can take action on it. Because the sweetest success is a blend of discovering your purpose with the inner drive to bring it to life. I'm Sheila, health coach, lifestyle entrepreneur, and mom of two, best known for my online wellness programs, mentoring, and self-love passion. Listen in for inspiring interviews, solo chats, and Q&A sessions that will move you past overwhelm towards what lights you up. Stop accepting good enough and go for your version of great in your health, business, and relationships. Let's get started.
Hello, welcome. I hope you're doing so well today. Today, what we're talking about is how to reconnect with your body. In a time where, like I've been talking about the last few months, so often with everything in our life, it's easy to look outside of ourselves for answers, for solutions, and for guidance. And it's good to ask questions, certainly. And then there are certain things that we need to make sure we're doing just for ourselves. Nobody can tell you how you are feeling. Only you know. And the best way to cultivate this is to make it a practice of actually sitting with yourself and discovering how you are feeling in the moment. And our body has a lot of messages for us. I shared recently that about 6-7 months ago, I was noticing my hair was falling out a little bit more. Like I have a lot of hair usually. It's not as much as it used to be because it had thinned. And I was like, why is that happening? And then my nails were getting really brittle and my skin was getting even more pale, if you can imagine. And I thought, well, this is strange. So then I went for a blood test and it was determined that I had low ferritin levels because of menopause, because of heavy cycle, period spottings, etc., and which is very normal for a lot of women, I think. However, had I not stopped to ask and assess, wait a second, something's different with my body, I never would have gotten to the bottom of it because we were in a time where you couldn't just go out to your doctor's offices. This was during 2020, 2021. And so it could have gone on for quite a while. And the thing is, you can exist with low iron levels for a while, but then other parts of your body start to get impacted, right? If your blood flow is not flowing, it's not a good thing. For instance, if you have high blood pressure, not a good thing. That's why people will use certain guidance and assistance with that to help make everything balanced out. So long story short, things are much better because I asked myself the question, talked to my doctor, got my iron supplements, and within 3 months I was great. And so then from there, it still takes time for your body to recalibrate where I'm starting to feel my hair is a little thicker. I was at my hairstylist yesterday and she even notices it's starting to get a little thicker at the root, like not at the ends, but at the root. And my nails are really strong and just they keep growing and growing and growing. So this is kind of, some people may think, oh, this is vanity hair and nails. But the thing is, these are the outer things. What's really important is what is going on inside of our bodies and what is going on inside of our heart, what's going on inside of our mind, and how is that all connected and how is that impacting us? And so I talk a lot about asking yourself, what's your body telling you? Because I've been a student of self-development since I was 19 years old. And then shortly after that, started studying everything I could about health and wellness and nutrition. And I just love figuring out how the body works. It's fascinating to me. And the way it works impacts how we feel. So there is that, again, the healthcare connection, which we need our health workers, we need our doctors. And, Hippocrates would encourage us back in the day to really, heal thyself, meaning you have some control, right? We get to choose what we eat. We get to choose how we move our bodies. We get to choose certain things. At least most of us do. It depends on what we're able to do. However, we do have some choices in these bodies of ours. And there are one and only bodies, so we want to take great care of them. So don't you want to spend some time getting to know what is really going on? What's happening? and retuning yourself so that you can connect with yourself on a deeper level. So I'd love to know what your experience has been. If you're here live or if you are watching this later on the replay, please drop some comments below and let me know, what has your experience been? Have you been somebody who's always been really on top of how you're feeling and really noticing, no, I need extra rest tonight. I need a little bit more hydration. I notice when I travel, I need XYZ. I notice when I'm around certain people, I need a little extra time to myself to recalibrate. Tell me what your experience has been. And if it's impacted, like how has your mental health been? These are all connected and some very serious things can happen. Of course, I will say again, like I will say, I'm not a medical doctor. I am a health coach, a certified integrative nutrition health coach. And so my sphere of practice is in helping you define those things that you'd like to improve with your food, with your wellness protocols, and encouraging you along that road. And I always say to seek professional guidance when you're starting anything new and when you're curious about something that is, a little out of my depth. So important to do that. And so tuning into how you're feeling though is the first thing. And if you are a parent, the same thing happens when you have kids and maybe they get up, they're not feeling great. You might want to ask them, well, what hurts? How does it feel if you shake your arm? How does it feel when you stand up fast? How does it feel when you sit down? And we ask these questions, this is like, we're trying to identify, get to the root. And we need to do that with ourselves as well. We need to parent ourselves. It's so important. So when you're asking what your body is telling you, there's just some specific questions that you can ask yourself. I'm going to share them here. One is, do I have any aches or pains? And if so, for how long? Do you have trouble sleeping? If so, when did this begin? Do I feel before? How do I feel before, during, and after meals? Do you feel listened to and truly heard by those around you? Are you happy in your career? Are there certain foods that upset your stomach or that you find hard to digest? And is there a hobby or personal interest that you'd love to pick up but feel too busy? Notice I'm including those things. It's not just the physical ramifications. It's what's your body telling you about what your next steps should be. Like that gut instinct. What's your gut telling you too, right? And the microbiome and the gut, it's so incredibly intelligent and it's so huge. The vastness of our microbiome, it's beyond my comprehension and I love studying it. And when you ask yourself questions like this, though, you might get a simple answer, but then if you keep asking, you get to something that maybe is deeply rooted that you didn't even know was there. Like, for instance, maybe you eat a certain food in one setting and you feel great, but then you eat it in another setting and you don't feel great. Maybe it's who you're eating with. Maybe there's someone who say someone in the lunchroom at work, if there's lunchroom at work anymore. I don't know if people eat together anymore. If there's like a family gathering in Canada, Thanksgiving is coming up this coming Monday. And so many people will be getting together, thankfully, after not being able to do so last year. Are there some people that you're around that maybe you get a little anxious because of whatever conversation might come up or because of expectations? Or, all of these things it can affect your digestion when you're eating, right? If you're eating when you're upset or anxious, you might digest differently. So asking those questions and finding out why is this happening is so incredibly important. That helps you get to the root cause. And again, it's all about tuning in to you. And when you do this, you're able to start shifting things a little bit. Not adding on a ton of new practices. Like self-care, it's simple. I love simple self-care. It's about you retuning what you already know, stripping away those things that don't work because your body is telling you that's not working for me, whether it's a certain kind of food or a certain type of exercise, and tuning into what kind of exercise feels good. Like we were talking about last month. What kind of sleep schedule feels good? What kind of connection points in my life feel good? Maybe you don't have enough connection points in your life. Maybe your life is all about work, getting meals on the table, caring for the people in your life, going to bed haggard and then waking up and doing it all over again. That is true for so many people. Where's the joy? How does that make you feel? And how can you make a little shift to bring more joy into your daily experience and your weekly experience? It all starts by asking, what does your body need? How are things feeling? And what is that inner desire that you have that maybe has been just below the surface? It hasn't peeked its head out yet. It's been tapping you on the shoulder, but you've been too busy to notice. And your body's been telling you, there's something you need to know. There's something you need to look at. And in this community, we can share this time together, go through it together. And then, of course, you can always listen to the replays to help you move in a safe space through some of this stuff and get some answers that are going to help you live more fully into your life, because that is what elevating your well-being is all about. Finding the vibe, the way you want to show up in the world, feeling your best in any given moment. Of those questions that I shared earlier, which one stood out to you as well? We can work through this together. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. All the best to you.
What stood out to you as you listened today? If you found it helpful, please share this episode and tag me at Sheila A. Botello on Instagram. It may be just the message someone needs to hear today. As always, these Q&A sessions are for educational purposes only and are not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any health issues you may have, and I highly recommend that you consult with your doctor before beginning any new health protocol. I'll see you next time. Big blessings. Thank you so much for being here with me on the Connect podcast. If you like this episode, please share it with someone you think would enjoy it. Also, if you head over to iTunes to leave a review, I'd be so grateful. Let us know what your favorite parts were and what you'd like to hear more of. It will help us have a greater impact, elevating many more people to grow and succeed together. See you next time.